Hello, my kids. Well, today is Wednesday, the belly bottom of the week. Today is April 22nd, 2020. Okay? And we are going to talk about networking. Okay? Networking, nowadays they say, okay, it says that who could deny that we live in the information age? Well, this man, that is Robert Darnton from Harvard University, he's an historian, and he says that we are not living in that age. Now, first, before we start, we are going to look at Students Book, page 98. Please, everybody, open your books on page 98. We are going to have reading comprehension, okay? First, I want you to look at the vocabulary, okay? The green letters that you have here in the networking reading are the ones that we are going to see, okay? And you have also another blue letters, the ones that are in blue here, like requested, deny, threaten, accuse, admitted, are the verbs that we saw yesterday. So in this way you will see how important it is to use reporting verbs, okay? Well, the first one that we're going to see are current affairs. Current affairs is something that interests everybody. Here you can see the news. Well, it's a current affair. We right now with the coronavirus 19, we are all of us are having current affairs. All of us are interested in knowing what is happening with this virus. The next one is censorship. Censorship is when they prohibit you to say something. You are forbidden to tell the truth or to tell the real. Right now, they say that in Mexico, we have only 580 people that had died. And I think that they are making a censorship because I am sure that there are more people who unfortunately died. The next one is news anchors. The news anchors are the journalists, are the people that are in front of the news and are telling us what is happening in the world. We can also say they are journalists, but they are called news anchors. The next one is gossip. Gossip is when somebody starts saying something and you continue saying it even it is not true. It is a gossip, okay? Then scandal. Scandal is something that could be invented. We can say that Luis and Luna are getting married and maybe it's not true and you are making a scandal because that's something that is not true, okay? And the last one is rumors. Rumors is, hey, they are saying here that you are the boyfriend of Fernanda, and that's not true because Fernanda has another boyfriend, you see? And the rumors could destroy even any life. Okay? Now I want you to go to the networking. We are going to see how reporting verbs that we saw yesterday are used, and you are going also to answer the reading questions. That is what you are going to send me to show me that you have been working, okay? I will check this as reading. Ready? Okay. Let's listen and read.
Unit 8, page 98. Exercise 1. Networking. Who could deny that we live in the information age? Technological advances like the internet, email, tablets, smartphones, and text messaging all help create the impression that this is a unique moment in the history of communication. But is that true? Not according to Harvard University historian Robert Darnton. Darnton claims that every age is an age of information, and to support his theory, he offers a rather unusual illustration of information society at work in 18th century Paris, a tree in the center of the city.
Okay, here you can see the tree. It's in the center of the city, and here you are using deny and you are using claims. Okay, let's continue.
Finding out about current affairs in 18th century Paris was difficult. Newspapers existed, but strict censorship meant that they were virtually worthless as a news source. If you really wanted to know what was happening, you went to the Tree of Krakow in the center of Paris. Here, the news anchors of the day informed Parisians about events at the royal palace.
Okay, we are seeing here that the news anchors are the people that in those times were the journalists, the ones that are telling the news.
They claim to have excellent sources for their information. The servants of the rich and powerful, who heard private conversations and read personal letters. Most of the news consisted of gossip and scandal, but despite that, the authorities took the Tree of Krakow seriously.
Okay, so they say it's gossip, it's not true, and it's scandal, but some authorities think that it was really serious.
They sent agents to spy on the crowds and also used it to spread damaging rumors about political rivals.
Okay, as they were afraid of them, they start spreading rumors damaging them about that they are political rivals, they are against politics.
The Tree of Krakow, however, was just one part of an extensive news network which consisted of different sources and writers. One such writer with important royal connections, Marie Anne Dublé, would send her servant to visit the houses of the rich and powerful every day. When calling at each residence, the servant requested that the staff tell him any interesting news.
Okay, so the servant is asking them, to give the interesting news.
The same day, Madame Dublé would ask friends for news from the tree, compare and contrast the news from both sources, and write summaries of the most interesting events. She then sent them to her friends, creating an unofficial and uncensored written news report.
Okay, so she started to be a journalist or a news anchor.
The less wealthy had their own oral news networks. Poems about the current political situation were sung on the streets and spread rapidly as people enthusiastically learned them and passed them on. After one critical poem of King Louis XV's private life became popular, the authorities threatened to imprison anybody who recited it.
So, you have freedom of speech, and there is no problem. But when the king listened that the poem is about his private life, he says, no, I don't want it. And I threaten them, and they are going to be sent to prison if they recite the poem.
They soon accused a student of doing just that, and although he admitted singing the poem in public and was punished, he denied writing it.
Okay, he says, yes, it's right. I am singing it, but I didn't write it.
Determined to find the writer of the verses, the authorities arrested 14 people, but not one would admit to writing it.
Okay, even they arrested 14, nobody says they did it.
It became known as the Affair of the 14 and shed no light on the author, but revealed that Parisians were regularly being informed about the private lives of their leaders. Robert Darnton's theory should be taken seriously. The network of oral and written media in 18th century Paris transmitted news efficiently and effectively in a way that the authorities could not control. However, the news that interested people the most wasn't political analysis, but gossip. Almost 300 years later, the way we get our news may have changed, but it would seem that the content has not.
Okay, what is happening right now? They say that the Chinese are spreading that virus around the world. Is it true? Is it false? Is it a rumor? Is it a gossip? Nobody knows. But what we really know is that we are suffering being and staying in our houses for not getting that horrible virus. Okay, now what I want you is to listen. Okay, apart from the newspaper, what are other ways of spreading news that the article mentioned? You are going to answer it here, then you are going to read the article again and answer these questions. What was the result of the French government's control of newspaper? If you have space, you can do it here. If not, you can do it in your notebooks. Where did the people bringing news to the tree of the Krakow get their information? What two things did the authorities do at the tree of Krakow? What did Mary Ann Doblett's servant get information? What did the affair of the 14 demonstrate? Remember, these were the 14 that were caught and they were threatened, but all of them denied that they didn't do it. What conclusion does the writer come to? And if you agree, remember the conclusion is always at the end of the reading. That's the last paragraph. Okay, now you are going to match the definitions to the highlight words in the article: current affairs, censorship, news anchors, gossip, scandal, and rumors. Okay? So the act of banning items or parts of items such as books or movies because they are considered offensive and immoral or political treat. Banning is prohibiting. Okay? Is forbidding. Events of political or social importance that are happening now. Okay? The actual news. Comments on other people's private lives that may be unkind or untrue. A story or piece of information that people are beginning to talk about, but that hasn't been verified. Something that we are not sure if it is true or false. A person who presents the news on the radio or TV, the ones that I told you that were the journalists, okay? An event that shocks people because it is immoral, illegal, or in some way shocking, okay? Is impressing. Okay, the only thing that I'm asking you, okay, is to answer this page 98, okay? Send it the same way by email and I will check it and I will consider it as reading comprehension, okay? Don't forget to tell me any question, to ask me any question or any doubt you have. I have just received 12 of you, 12 students are the only ones that have sent me yesterday's work. I love you a lot and please take care and stay in your house.